which is the best smartwatch money can buy in 2023? Which one works with Android phones? Which one works with iOS? Here are a bunch of the best that I've personally inspected throughout this year, and I want to let you know why I fully recommend this. Let's inspect! Hey everybody, welcome Tech Pro channel, Michael my name, and thank you so much for being part of my journey to inspect cool tech, because it's this time of the year when we already have enough of experience to say which are the best smartwatches of 2023. Some of them are going to be still very relevant in 2024, maybe even for 2025, and each one of these I've personally tested for you. And before we dive into this kind of assessment where I'm going to have various categories so that we have a good match for almost everybody watching the video, I want to make two disclaimers. The first one, this year I've decided to not include the Huawei Watch GT series because of certain core values that I respect. And if you look for a Huawei device specifically, yes, the GT4 has pretty decent hardware, pretty decent software. Second disclaimer, I'm not including any Apple Watch series here because I think it's very obvious that the best you can pair your iPhone to is an Apple Watch device if you don't care about battery life. Now, going straight to the first contender, which I believe deserves to be called the winner in the category Best Budget Smartwatch, and that would be something supporting both iOS and Android. That's the Redmi Watch 3. Redmi Watch 3 costs only around $70 and comes with inbuilt GPS, a large 1.75-inch AMOLED display, and even lets you take phone calls relayed via Bluetooth. It is the perfect choice for everyone who wants to get to know basic smartwatches and wants to buy something with reasonable price tag. Think of it as a hybrid between a fitness tracker and a true smartwatch. It feels like it takes the best out of the two worlds. The close to 2-week battery life per charge and the numerous sports modes only contributes to the good sides. Software is also fine, so is the overall watch performance, and Xiaomi continue to push regular updates, which is a good sign, of course. If you wonder which are the corners cut, there is no NFC, meaning no chance to make contactless payments, no auto brightness feature, no access to the internal storage for storing files, but the rest simply puts to shame a lot more expensive smartwatches, and given the great design, I feel that it's almost impossible to get disappointed by the Redmi Watch 3. If you wonder whether there's a runner-up that I can easily recommend, then yeah, I would certainly say the Amazfit GT S4 Lite, because it has very similar hardware, similar performance, software features, and price. Now, switching to the opposite direction, something I've been thinking about really a lot, which is the best premium smartwatch of the year, and since the Apple Watch Ultra series are out of scope, I think we can easily say it's the Pixel, the Google Pixel 2. True, it looks almost the same as Pixel 1, mostly glass, very gentle, a bit small for some people's taste. It represents a bittersweet symphony for the hardcore Android user. Bitter because the launch was surrounded by numerous software-related changes, and it feels like Google were rushing it. Now the situation is a lot better, luckily. Also bitter because of the crazy high price tag, at least in my opinion. But it can be sweet, because there are plenty of things to like about it. Google deploy a really good system on a chip inside, and now it performs much better than last year's model, has refined software experience and a number of improvements on the smartphone app ecosystem as well. While the display is more or less the same as the one used with Pixel Watch Generation 1, there's a slightly bigger battery, somewhat faster charging, increased CPU speed, and many other little steps taken in direction being perfect. It runs Wear OS, so it is as smart as an electronic watch can get. Might even see some further AI enhancements, and in the end of the day, it is realistic to expect the best-in-class software support because you know that Wear OS is made by Google, just like the Pixel Watch 2. If you're interested to see all the details about heart rate tracking, workout modes and performance and other little details, better check my full review about it, and I'm going to post a link to it in the video description area. If you're looking for a sporty smartwatch, I believe I have a great recommendation for you, because my personal favorite this year, that's the Amazfit Cheetah Pro, and it's been keeping me really happy throughout the whole time I've been using the smartwatch. I think it's better than the Garmin Venue 3 and any other sports-related smartwatch that I've tried in 2023. Amazfit have had a brilliant year so far. Looks like they're revamping their portfolio, or at least this is how it feels, given the fact that both Amazfit Cheetah and Amazfit Balance could be considered as a successor to the GTR series. I tend to like the new naming convention better. Cheetah Pro has almost everything that athletes value in a smartwatch: ability to entirely control the watch via buttons. There's an extremely accurate GPS setup thanks to the new implementation of the antenna capturing the signal. You can add some extra apps from the Zepp store, and there are the so much needed integrations with Strava, Google Fit and few other possible services. Plus, the price is well balanced, placing the series somewhere between the rather expensive 2023 Wear OS models and well above most fitness trackers. The watch price significantly undercuts most of the competitors from Garmin, Suunto and Coros, but at the same time Amazfit Cheetah is not fully oriented towards sports, being able to also offer a lot of decent productivity tools on top of the overall accurate health tracking covering HR, SpO2, sleep, stress and many others. I just mentioned battery life, and according to my records, the champion about battery endurance this year is the Amazfit Balance. And I just want to bust a myth for you because, well, 500 mAh in a smartwatch powered and backed by Zepp OS is not equivalent to 500 mAh battery of a smartwatch which is powered by Wear OS. How long a device is going to last per charge depends on the hardware and how much it consumes, how heavy the software is, how many health tracking parameters you rely on, and so on and so forth. Since Zepp OS is still very lightweight and the hardware is not too demanding, the battery on this watch lasts long, much longer than what you think. 14 days normal usage, about a week with always on display and close to a month if you apply some battery-saving tips and tricks. I've thought about adding a category about the best rugged smartwatch, but since Amazfit T-Rex series or the Amazfit Falcon were about to be the most reasonable choices, I thought maybe it's gonna be too much of Amazfit for 2023, therefore let's talk about Wear OS. And if I have to pick a winner about the best Wear OS based on hardware smartwatch, I would easily say that would be the TicWatch Pro 5. But over here, we want to look at the complete picture: software experience, frequent reliable updates, good price, good functionality and innovation. And I think this year Samsung have been exceptional with their Galaxy Watch 6 Pro. You probably won't like the price tag, nor the battery life, but besides these two, it is a very convincingly good smartwatch. First of all, Google Assistant is already present. You can switch to Bixby as well, in case you want it. Super easy navigation thanks to the rotating bezel, and it can measure almost everything that a modern smartwatch can measure: steps, heart rate, blood oxygen saturation levels, sleep cycles, stress, ECG, blood pressure, temperature, just name it, and most likely this Sammy masterpiece can track it. How accurately is another topic for discussion, but let's say most of the results are rather satisfactory. The software experience feels awesome. It is the same Wear OS underneath, but having received the Samsung UI special treatment. The smartphone app ecosystem is still a bit of a mess, but I have to admit that I've had less issues with the much more fragmented Samsung ecosystem as opposed to Google's own framework. Hard to believe it, but it's a fact. The last category this time is about the best feature watch, which is the S1 Pro by Xiaomi, which probably could also win the prize the most underrated smartwatch ever. This kind of makes sense, because Xiaomi have launched the watch at the price of €300. Later on, it was made available for US customers, I believe not really officially, and finally, a few months after its launch, its price is nearing the $200 price tag, which is rather tempting for a great-looking fitness tracker with many smartwatch features and pretty awesome design. Yeah, just one size, 46mm, which seems kinda big for some wrists, but if you're looking for a large display on top of a premium case, this is among the really good choices. Great for health tracking and sports tracking, there's a good way to increase your productivity as well, set alarms, reminders, even make phone calls which are relayed via Bluetooth. In that regard, kind of sad that there is no LTE version. But the mixture between these amazing features, the extraordinary good battery life and the reliable smartphone app, plus the reduced price lately, make me think that this is a great watch and has been severely underrated ever since it appeared on the market. In the end, I think that 2023 has been a very good year about smartwatches, probably the best one so far, because we can see improvements all over the place. Apple have revamped their portfolio. It's a rather incremental upgrade. A big step forward for Wear OS devices though. We can see the adoption of the new Snapdragon system on a chip. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of software issues and battery life is far from ideal, with probably Samsung being the only company on top of their software game. Good gains about Amazfit and their Zepp OS, which finally is pushing towards more apps and more functions and features. And I can say also good words about the sporty brands like Garmin and Chorus. And that makes me think that 2024, yes, we have plenty of good reasons to expect amazing new smartwatches. So that's been everything about my top for 2023. I'm really curious to hear which is your favorite of the year. Comment down below. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you like the content, show me and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, enjoy life, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.